All right. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of our weekly Wednesday a show where I have the fortunate opportunity to be able to interview some of the top agents all across the country. So today, I'm delighted to have Suzanne Vasbinder with us. She's actually out in the Cape Coral, Florida market. That's correct, right?
Yes, Southwest Florida.
Southwest Florida. Perfect. So I'd love to learn as well, what that encompasses.
Sure.
Because I'm just looking at on a map itself. It looks like it could be quite large as well. So love to see kind of where you focus. But before we jump into it, the general format of these shows is that we get to learn a lot about the local market, especially from top producers, but also how the individual agent or may have a team, how they grow their business from years ago and how they're shifting their business given the environment today. So we're very lucky to have Suzanne join us. And so let's get started. Suzanne, welcome to the show and thanks for attending. Can you share us a little bit of your background, like how long you've been in the business and actually what you did prior to real estate?
Okay, and let's see. I've been in real estate for just over 8 years. Prior to that, when after graduating from college, I owned a travel agency, sold that business. Then, I worked for a New York designer for many years, high-end trade shows that we were doing, and then sold that business. And then I had a spa, sold that. And then, after a few years of kind of staying home with our girls, my daughters, I decided, I've always been passionate about real estate. So I really got involved in real estate. That's how I started. And, because a lot of my friends were always asking me for advice, and because I've always kind of looked into values and trackings and things like that.
Wonderful. And in terms of that journey, did you join a team when you got started? Did you just join on your own? And what led to real estate because you did a lot of businesses, what kind of interests you, that one versus mortgage or insurance and these other ones too?
Well, I like residential real estate. I like looking at homes personally. I mean, so it's just a personal thing. But residential is more of my passion because you help change people's lives, correct? Mm-hmm. So one of the things that, drew me to that was, being able to help some first-time buyers as well as some people retiring or move-up buyers. So it was just it's never dull. That's what I like about it. I mean, every single day is different.
And
it's happen, right?
Absolutely. And so tell us about that journey. So you got the license, you started working 8 years ago. Was it always in the same area?
Yes, it was always in the same area, and Southwest Florida, which is, basically Southwest Florida is basically from Port Charlotte, Venice area, all the way down to Marco Island. So on the golf course of, the Gulf Coast of Florida. So you've got, the Gulf of Mexico was right there. So I personally live in Cape Coral, and I service the whole area. So, but most of my transaction, I specialize on Gulf access properties, waterfront properties. So that's my big passion.
Interesting. And why kind of that specific niche per se? Yeah. How did it become that specific niche?
Well, I live on waterfront property, Gulf access properties, so it's kind of easy. So Cape Coral has over 400 miles of canals, which it's almost like Venice, right?
Wow.
But 100 of those miles are Gulf access properties. Then the other 300 miles are freshwater. So basically, if you want to go boating, but not all Gulf access properties are equal because some of them, are behind. You have to go through several bridges or anything like that. So you're kind of limited by what kind of boat you can have. But the direct riverfront, Gulf front properties are just amazing.
That is interesting. And so I presume the area is man-made to be able to do this?
Yes, right? It was they dredged the canals. Yes.
Like how long do you recall the history?
It was in the 50s. This was done in the 50s.
And any idea the mindset of that is I'm looking on the map. It's it's so crazy looking at it.
Right, and there's a whole history behind it. I mean, the Rosen brothers started Cape Coral, and and then they used to fly. People used to fly down here, and they used to go around and by plane, and they used to show them lots that were available, and people would drop like sandbox, like a sandbag on the lot that they wanted.
Oh my goodness. And I'm looking on the map. I've actually have not seen anything like this. Is probably from what you know as well. Like this is only this area too. Like you go a little bit further out, it's nothing like this, right?
No, we're so unique. We're kind of on our own little peninsula. So we're right
Right.
across the bridge from Fort Myers.
Right. Got it. And
And then,
for
yeah, then we've got access to, so Cape Coral, you've got kind of this little peninsula. So, if you're looking from the south, looking north to the right of us, to the east, you've got Fort Myers. And then to the west, you've got, Sanibel, Captiva. You've got also St. James City, Pine Island, and all those little islands.
excellent. And can you share from an average perspective, what is the price point in the area that you're describing? I mean, it's all
Well, we can
waterfront.
go
Yeah.
for waterfront. You're looking at depending on fresh water, salt water, but you can something waterfront for around 300 up to probably $10 million.
What's the difference between the 10 million? Is it not? It's not the same community, I presume, right? It's
No, it's
somewhere.
not the same community. It's not
Okay.
the same water. It's I mean, you're looking you're looking mansions at that point in time.
Interesting. Okay, cool. No, I mean, it's very interesting to see. I think I would encourage everybody that is not familiar with Cape Coral, just pull it up on the Google map. You'll see
Right.
it once you zoom in. It's like, this is unbelievable. This is,
Yeah.
it is very interesting as you look at it. So, but so I kind of sidetracked there, but as I was looking at the map itself, I've never seen anything like this. So yeah, so the journey 8 years ago, like, did you get a fast start? How was progress? Did you, was there any? Yeah.
So I joined this small company, and just basically, you get your license in Florida is only 63 hours, right? So you're basically once you graduate, you're armed and dangerous because you have no clue. You've never seen a contract or anything like that. And my broker at that point in time was not the most helpful. So it was just, so I did some additional education, got my GRI and some other educational things I could find out about real estate. And stayed with that company for about a year, did sell some homes. I had about 5-6 transactions. And after that, transitioned to Century 21, and I was with them for just over 5 years. And now I've been with the EXP for just over 2 years, where I'm an Icon agent.
Very nice. And so how did you grow your team, or did you grow a team over the years? And what was the turning point, if it was?
Well, I started, just growing. So it's basically getting into the way of business. So what actually the game changer for me was when I hired a coach. Particularly, I hired the Craig Proctor coaching company, and that just changed my life. So what that did is they taught me direct response, because all of the other brokers, my broker at Century 21 would say, well, you've got to do the Mike Ferry way, which is calling FISBOs, expires, and door knocking, and that's how you got your leads. And basically, all cold calling, which cold calling is just not for me. So I came across an ad from Craig Proctor, seemed interesting, went to the conference, and that's it. So that happened. That was February 2017. So before Craig Proctor, I was maybe doing one transaction per month. Now at this point in time, I've got 22 pendings. My goal this year is 100 transactions.
That is crazy. And has things accelerated this year versus last year, or what do you think that is? Like, what's the reason?
Implementation of a program. The more you implement, the more you get, right? I mean, that's like anything in life.
Oh, interesting. So they're just kind of, more than anything else, you've been doing it for a couple of years with coaching, but they're all kind of starting to blossom and pay out.
Yeah, that's it. That is basically because it's you cannot expect to put an ad out there and have somebody officially go, I want to buy my house tomorrow. I mean, you're building a relationship with these people. You're building a pipeline, and that's when you've got a business, when you've got a lot of pendings, because pipeline, because you've got to keep on moving. Not everybody's right to move to buy a house at this point in time, but they may be ready in 6 months, 9 months, 10 months. So you've got 18 months. So it depends.
Got it. And so in terms of your makeup right now, you're set to do 100 this year, which is incredible. An average price point for you, is it 300 or higher, given your?
I've got a lot of higher ones. I just took 15 listings, and they're priced between 500 and just under 900.
Interesting. Okay. And then, so you're probably going to be hitting 40 million, something like that this year,
Uh,
roughly.
I would say at least probably 20, 25, at least that, depending on what sells and what doesn't, because I've got some of
Right.
the properties that I sell is also the land. And the land,
Oh,
yeah, so land goes from anywhere from, 10,000 up to 400,000, 500,000.
oh, interesting. Okay. So and is land like still in these uh, urban areas, or is it further out where they're
No, it's
buying?
still here, still in the urban areas. Yeah.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay. Got it. That's very interesting. So tell us a little bit about what has, when COVID hit and the shelter in place took place, like I know Florida was probably one of the net benefactors with a lot of people from the East Coast moving to Florida and relocating there.
Mm-hmm.
So how has it been from that perspective? Like, what is the local market like
It is
versus?
so busy. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, for single family homes, the demand has just skyrocketed. Now, for condos, I've seen kind of a slowdown because
Yeah.
this shelter in place came in. All the amenities of the condos were all shut down too. So people
Yeah.
kind of stuck in these small condos. So now what I'm seeing is people wanting to basically upgrade their homes because now most of them are actually working out of their homes. Companies have figured out that you don't need that expensive footprint, commercial footprint. And so they're letting their employees work out of their homes. I've actually had people moving down from New York, New Jersey, and somebody from Texas moving to Florida we're right here in the Cape Coral area. And because they can now work from home and they'd rather, if we do get quarantined again and, stay at home, they'd rather stay at home here in Southwest Florida in the wintertime rather than up north.
That is very true. Interesting. So it's still very competitive. Has it gotten more competitive as the weeks went on, or is it kind of the same level these days? Do you see any trends?
I'm seeing a lot of new construction. Right
Yeah.
now, in the 15 that I just mentioned, I just got all new constructions,
Oh,
brand new
wow.
construction homes, and we're getting built on golf access lots. And then I just got off the phone with another builder who wants to put up a dozen single family homes, but more lower price between 250, 280, but still a nice home and where people can enjoy the Florida lifestyle.
Interesting. And this might be this is a question I personally have. When you compare the coast of Florida, is there any sort of rivalry by chance of someone living on the like in the Miami side versus someone on the west side?
Okay, it's two different things. I mean, the
Okay.
West Coast is more relaxed.
Okay.
East Coast, I mean, we're not as dense population over here. We don't have all the high rises like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and all that. So
Uh-huh.
it's more lower key over here.
I see. Got it. And then how would someone choose like your area versus I'm just looking on the map, like a Sarasota or a St. Petersburg, Tampa? Like, what are the decision making criteria as they choose along a very long stretch of the coast?
The weather, I mean, in wintertime, you can sometimes have a 5 to 10 degree temperature between Lee County, which is, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and down, and Charlotte County, Sarasota County, Pinellas County, all of those. Yeah, it makes a big difference. I mean, if it's, 10 degrees can be the difference of being able to go out by the pool and not.
Oh, interesting. So the area that you're at, and I guess technically the more south you
Right,
go, it'll stay. It's just significantly warmer.
correct, yes.
Interesting. Got it. And then, so in terms of the geography, like that is interesting. I'm just looking at the map as we go through it, and I see there's a lot of state parks and national wildlife all around.
Right, yep. It's really a nice place to visit and to live.
Interesting.
And
Very
also,
nice. Okay,
that we don't have state tax also.
that's right. That certainly is attractive
That's
for a
a
lot of
nice
people.
benefit, right?
What's the major airport to fly in to
Okay,
your area?
so right now, so within by us right now, we've got for Cape Coral, you've got Fort Myers, which is RSW, and you also have Punta Gorda Airport, all within like 20 minutes from where I live.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And
Got it.
RSW is an international airport. We've got flights coming in from Germany. Well, we were before pre-COVID. Right now, it's kind of stopped that. But a lot of Canadians come down here. They love this coast.
Do you see most of your buyers that buy right now? Do they tend to live there? Is it a second home? Is it an investment property? Do you have a breakdown of what people, like, how they're using it?
Most of them right now that are buying is they're relocating here as a primary residence.
Interesting. And that's a big change from a few years ago.
Correct. And also, it's, we have really grown. Our town has really expanded. We're projected in the next few years to go up to about 400,000 people.
What is it right now?
It's just under 200, around 200,000.
Oh, wow. So the expectation is going to be doubling.
Right. Yes.
In short order. Interesting. And
I moved here about 20 years ago, and there was hardly anything around me.
Yeah. And
now it's just like, wow. It's just crazy.
Interesting. Got it. Okay. That is, that's certainly interesting. Are there many investors that drop by? And if so, like, what kind of returns are they able to get? So if you buy a $300,000 home, like, what kind of rent does that command?
You're looking at, depending if it has a pool or not, or where it is located, but anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 a month. But then we have a lot of vacation rentals here. So a lot of the investors, I've got a lot of Canadians and Europeans that buy properties here. Now, with the rules, they can only stay here maximum 6 months per year. So the other 6 months, what they do is they rent out the property as a vacation rental, fully furnished. And a lot of them, they can get, at least $5,000, $6,000 per month for that, which actually covers the cost of their mortgage if they have a mortgage on the property. So basically, they can buy a property and just use it when they want to, rent it out the rest of the time, and have all the expenses and actually have their mortgage paid by the as a vacation rental.
That clearly seems like a very big value add. Do you offer that kind of property management arm as well, or is it somebody else?
I do not do any property management through EXP. We do not offer that, but I do deal with other property managers that do help me on that part.
Interesting. Okay, cool. And then you mentioned about the kind of the coaching side, and I think a lot of agents that tune into this show will absolutely love about that aspect. And so you brought up a little bit of the different approaches that what you experienced before with Mike Ferry and who you're with currently. But you can also share that you are a coach yourself. So there's a lot of lessons to be learned. What led you to also, you're doing so much transactions and your business is just killing it. Why do the coaching? Because
you learn by coaching. You also learn, right? Because as you progress, sometimes you forget to keep on doing something, or you stop doing it to go on to the next shiny object, right?
Right.
And sometimes as you coach and get new members, you can actually, it's like, oh my God, why did I stop doing that? Because that actually worked really great. So you reinstate it and, you wrap another fence around it, keep on doing it, put it back on autopilot. So, that's the thing. It's, the kind of ads that you want to run and, what you want to trigger, who you want to attract as a client. So that's why I like the direct response marketing technique that Craig Proctor, invented basically the whole system. His system is just, and by having systems, you have a business.
Mm-hmm. Like what's, I know, anybody that wants to learn more can certainly reach out and figure out that program, but what's maybe a nugget that you're able to share of what approach has done way better than you thought it would be, especially during this time?
Well, basically, the direct response, having unique selling propositions, because, if you think about it, most realtors, what you look at their business card, there's nothing there, right? It's just right. The big emblem of our company, and that's what they're promoting. There's nothing in there for the buyer, for the seller. So for sellers, my unique selling proposition, which is trademarked by Craig Proctor, is your home sold guarantee or we'll buy it. Mm-hmm. So that makes me stand out. And for my buyers, what I offer them is that they're not happy with this, the home that they purchased from me, after a year, I'll sell it for free.
So that's your USP in your case.
Yeah, these are my USPs that I use. So it makes me stand out a little more versus everybody else having the same. Everybody, you tend to get all these cards and mail, I'm number one. And, we're all number one. I mean, I am number one, right? Eyes of my mom and dad. But being able to be separate, separate yourself from everybody else.
Got it. I see. And then when it comes to systems, like what's an example of a system to manage it? Because I'm sure you'll get some requests coming in. Like, what are some of the things that you do to manage that kind of inflow of potential clients?
Well, so when I generate the lead, I process the lead, convert the lead, then put it into a different category. They convert, they buy, and then I put them into my lifetime customer file and keep on marketing to them.
Interesting. Got it. Okay.
What most realtors do, they you see them once and they close the deal and that's it. You never see them again.
Got it. And is this all taught and trained by the coaching, or is it kind of your own? You also learned.
No, that's all coaching. It's all in the coaching.
Oh, interesting. Got it. Okay, cool. And so, what are your kind of predictions from back to kind of real estate? Like, how do you see the rest of the year play out? Whether it's in terms of prices and demand, like how is it looking so far?
I think people are going to keep on purchasing. They're going to be. I can see this as a move-up campaign year. Meaning that of the people that have been living in their 2-3 bedroom, 2 bath, now everybody's working at home. They suddenly need a larger home with an office. So I see that happening, and I'm actually the builders that I'm working with right now. All our homes now will have a separate office that we're building.
So it's not a bedroom per se, but it's just a den, like a den office.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
And they're going to be situated right by the front door. So if you do have to see people or something, you can come right into the front door.
Got it. Are most of the designs single level, or are they 2 stories?
We have a lot of single level, but we do have 2 stories also. I live in a 2-story home, but as people get older in Florida, the second story is not as attractive anymore.
Right. And so what is the just give people an idea, like you mentioned kind of the average prices, but what kind of square foot are we talking about for $300,000 average home?
For your 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2-car garage, 300. I mean, you can get to probably around 1,800 square feet. Now, on water, that is off water.
That is off water. Okay.
Yeah.
On water, how much would that be?
Well, that on that size, I mean, you're looking at right now. I mean, I can pull up in my MLS. You've got you can get a 2 bedroom. 2-car garage or 1-car garage, golf access home, but it needs to be completely gutted for around 300, 350. Yeah.
Interesting. So once it's fixed up, it's probably 500 or something like that.
Yeah,
or 450.
Yeah. 450 to 500. Yes. And there's a big market in that also because, in the yacht club area of Cape Coral, that was originally founded back in, the 60s and 70s. So you've got a lot of these older homes that people are either buying the lot because these are all direct Gulf access. I mean, you're within minutes to the river, to the Gulf of Mexico. So what people are doing, they're either remodeling these homes or they're actually tearing them down and building brand new constructions.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Yeah. So
interesting. Yeah. Are you referring to the Gulf Harbor Yacht and Country Club?
No, that's over in Fort Myers. I'm looking at right now the yacht club area. It's right off. If you're looking at a map, right off is Coronado.
Okay, got it. I see. Yeah. I see. And so for visitors, and I one day we'll start to travel again. I'm not sure when that would be, but whenever that is allowed, like what are some of the things that people don't know about the local area, or what are things? What are things that people typically do when they come, at least from a travel perspective?
Well, actually, in Cape Coral, we've got one of the most beautiful Western resorts.
Okay.
Marina Village, and it's a nice marina. Of course, you've got large boats there, right on the water. I mean, it's just beautiful view, great resort, and we have a lot of people that come from all over the world there usually, but this time we only are basically seeing a lot of people from the East Coast coming over to our coast because we are open over here where Miami-Dade is closed down right now. They cannot and everything. We can do that. So our beaches are very popular. We've got some nice, walking trails, some nice parks. Boating is really popular here.
Interesting. Got it. Is it boating just to see things, or is it also like fishing or a combination of both?
Yes. So you can go deep water fishing. There's a lot of charters on that. So we're just a few minutes away from my house. I can be on Sanibel, Captiva. I can be at Fort Myers Beach, all with less than half an hour.
Very nice. Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think my audience was able to learn a whole lot about the area. I certainly have not seen. I've heard of Fort Myers, but I have not seen.
I know. I mean, it's crazy. Everybody knows about Fort Myers, and like, wait, we're so much bigger than Fort Myers.
Really? Is it? Well, why do you think? Why do you think people know of Fort Myers more? Like, did they do a better marketing campaign, or what was the reason?
So see, Cape Coral was more of a bedroom community. We don't have any industry or anything like that. So that's starting to change a little. But it was just like people, would live here and work in Fort Myers.
Got it. I see. Does Fort Myers have much more taller buildings, I suppose?
Yeah, not that many.
Not many either.
Gated communities over in Fort Myers than you do in Cape Coral because we've got a few gated communities, but most of it is more. That's what we're known for. A lot of people have a boat in the backyard, and it's just a swimming pool boat. So that's kind of a lifestyle. Fishing from the dock.
Got it. I see. Very interesting. Very interesting. I see. Well, thank you so much, Suzanne, for covering all this information. Like I said, a lot of people I think will be interested, whether it's from a relocation perspective, possibly from an investment perspective, given there is a lot of momentum moving, especially to Florida for various reasons. So what are the different ways of people to get in touch with you, whether it's to learn about the local market or also from your coaching? Like, what's the best way of people connecting?
They can call me or text me at 239-357-8787. That's usually the easiest way to get a hold of me because I get bombarded by emails and that kind of gets lost sometimes. So call me, text me at 239-357-8787, or you can visit my website, which is SuzanneVasbinder.com, and you can explore the area from the website.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for the audience for tuning in to another episode. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.
Thank you.
Thanks for making it to the very end of my YouTube video. If you like the content, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that little bell as well, since it'll give you notifications of when my next episode is. If you know of anyone that is considering to buy or sell a home here in the Bay Area, I'm never too busy to help more people. Always welcome to have a conversation, regardless if you're ready to go right now or if you wanted to buy 5 years later. Click on that calendar link and then you'll be able to book an appointment with me and love to have a conversation about your situation. In the meantime, I also do have a monthly newsletter, so feel free to hit that link below and then you'll be able to get my updates, personal updates that I write once a month in terms of what is going on with the market and some of my latest activities. Hope to see you at the next one. Thank you.